Thank you so much. I'm Patrick.
Hello guys, I'm Julia. Thank you for being here such a late time, and thank you for waiting for our starting. We are really excited to be here. It's my first time in the stage of Kick, so I'm really happy to be here as well.
It's also the first time we're doing it together, so bear a bit with us. But let's maybe jump right in. So basically, what lately you call us a metaverse company, which is something we've actually been doing for quite a long time, and it feels a bit weird to be part of this hype at the moment. So we call ourselves Atelier for Immersive Experiences. And basically what we did when Mark last year changed the name of his company, we changed our slogan, didn't change anything on the website, and just said creating the metaverse since 1999. There's a grain of truth in this. It's clicking. So we basically met, the founding partners met at a company what was called ID Media in 1999. And what the company did was they had like a virtual pop star. He was on MTV in the top 10 of the charts. And they were like an IPO company. So they really poured a lot of money into this thing. The guy looked a bit like our boss, actually. And also the girl looked a bit like his girlfriend. It was a bit strange, but very metaverse-ish at that time already. And they had this platform. It was called Psychosmos. That's the platform. In 1999, it's a bit different. You have animated GIFs, that was a big thing there. And what it did was you had your avatar, and you could color your hair, and then go to other people and talk and blah, blah, blah. Sounds familiar? Was I supposed to do that?
No, go ahead, yeah.
I'm still on, okay, sorry. So that was like the starting point. We went on for many years just as freelancers and shaped the company in 2014. And this was the first project that we did. It was it was a game that lived on many platforms. It was in the browser, as an installation as well. And it had a very simple idea that you basically create your racetrack by drawing in mid-air. And I think that's also an important subject today, is the accessibility. So this one lived really basically everywhere, but everybody was playing together the same game. So you see the installation there. This is really the pitch drawing. It wasn't much more, and then we said, well, yeah, we think we can do it with a phone, and then the client liked it. And then we went on in the process. The client didn't say, okay, here you do it. We did a concept phase first, and we always do a proof of concept next to it, because when you do these things, and nobody has done it at that time, you really want to make sure that it's possible, because the phone kind of doesn't automatically know where it's in mid-air. That was quite complicated, and Torsten, our main tech guy, he solved it within a week, I think, and then did basically this. That's what he drew within a week. And then the second question was, is it really possible to drive on this? If you draw something in mid-air and then it's supposed to be a game, and if that would happen like in a later phase, and you kind of realize, oh, it's not really working, and you're with a full-blown team of 10 people already, then these mistakes can get quite expensive. So that's why we do this stuff in the beginning, and this is the final result. was all screen captured. It's not. It's all done in real time and not CGI stuff, except the guy in the beginning.
And still, yeah, this was also presented in the way, like in different platforms, so people could access through tablets directly during the installation. And and this was like an overview of the different results that people created during the roadshow. So they were also able to like design different type of tracks and share it with people. So we call it like a first attempt of metaverse because really it's about people taking part in a digital space, being together and doing something. So even if it's a very early stage of experimentation, this was also meant to be inside the big box of what we define today as metaverse. And here was like a little photo of people during like the exhibition and trying in real time and sharing. And of course, this was set up for multi-platform experience, so it was accessible through desktop and like mobile and tablet, but also in a physical space. So we try to extend it to like multiple people, like multi-use, not only like defined for console or for tablet.
And I think this is still one of the biggest, we will come to that, but the accessibility through many devices is probably one of the biggest problems that we're facing today with the metaverse subject, because it has to work on a mobile phone, you know, and sometimes it doesn't look that good.
So yeah, as an example, we have Bauhaus. So also Bauhaus, it's a kind of metaverse experience. It was like meant for like the 100th year of Bauhaus, so for celebrating like the greatness of the art, and it was show inside VR showing the connection between human and digital, and it was based on a dance in which the people were immersing inside and taking part in this digital dance, digital choreography. So he had like kind of nice success. And here, a little preview for you.
The Bauhaus Centenary. Experience das totale Tanztheater. A virtual reality laboratory. A ballet exploring the relationship between man and machine. A colossal space. Dancing machines expressing their desire for evolution through movement. Costumes that come to life through the dynamics of dance. An immersive soundscape spiraling upwards towards a grand finale.
It goes on for a few minutes, so we keep talking now.
Stop abruptly. Okay, and so how we like build it? So let's have also a sneak peek on what was inside. So the performance was getting all along this long tower representing the stage of Bauhaus in different levels. So across these different levels, you as a user with other people in VR were getting through the stage in vertical and be surrounded by this dancer that were making a choreography connected to the Bauhaus style of dance. And the main dancer were called the marionette. So you see there are like 4 different types that were the main dancer, and the costume were built out of many tries and effort and many development into the costume design, because we couldn't use the original Oskar Schlemmer costumes. So the development was quite hard in order to connect the digital aspect of nowadays with what was represented by the innovation of Bauhaus. And at the end, what we got were like these 4 different dancers here you see like what were the development of the different costumes, and here the results. And the dance work made by like putting sensor on real dancer, making the performance in real time. This is another example.
And the costumes, they had a bit of an intelligence. So the idea was that they should enhance the dance, because the dancers didn't do it with the costumes; they are done artificially. So, but they should like underline and adjust to every movement. So they had sometimes quite a complex physics system. The marionette, for example, it always goes a few frames into the future of what the movement will be, and this way it seems like it's guiding the dancer.
Yeah, and the main point of this was like an attempt to make an experience a little more immersive. So not only visualizing an experience of this 100 years of Bauhaus from a screen or maybe on a big stage, but really be inside there to be more emotionally connected with the dancer and what was the representation of Bauhaus. That's why the people were like surrounded by the dancer while all the performance was going along. And also during the premiere, the Bundespräsident joined. I think Patrik is a funny
Okay. Well, for us it was a very special opening, because this happened in this little rondel, and like the main developers, we were inside, and we were like super overworked, because to be honest, this took way too long, and we were just finished really shortly before the premiere. And then there were police people all around us, and our president came in, looked at it, didn't do anything, no interaction at all, and then he went out and said, "Nice thing." And we just hugged a little bit, and he went off. So that was a very small but nice premiere.
So yeah, engagement is something really important for this immersive experience. Yeah, we learn also from this, like how to involve also like a generation that is after like ours.
True. So for us, this immersive idea, we did a lot of stuff with VR, we did games, and one of the subjects we like the most, if we have the opportunity to actually build installations in space. And this was done for the Humboldt Forum in Berlin. It's actually a 10-meter high tower filled with LEDs. And we built a simulation where the wind and the water basically fights against does the erosion, and the stones are growing against it. So it's a simulation that goes on and on and on. And it fills the atrium with a nice atmosphere, and is still running there every day today.
Let's do it away slowly. So that was until now. It's 2022. So what is the current status of what we do, and what is the current status of the world? I think everyone knows.
But this is not us.
No, no, this is not us. With Zuckerberg announcing globally, like the name change into Meta and the like rush into the metaverse, I think all of us now are really involved and really know well, like all these global platforms that were born like everywhere. So we have seen like the major platforms usually run like the central end or Roblox or Sandbox. They run with different styles. What we have with like multi-user experience with like cartoonish style, or a little more detailed style like Joytopia, like based on a platform called Journey, which is a little more visually appealing with some more, let's say, defined design and feature. But we like currently, after all that we experimented, especially during the pandemic, in which we were all stuck at home, and also the metaverse were the only way we could meet, we made clear what was our vision, and from here we would like to share with you like what is driven us right now and what we are learning or pondering on. So I have a question for you. Raise your hand if you were a resident in Second Life. There are really few. Or The Sims 1?
Okay, a few more.
Okay, so yeah, maybe Second Life. I was also little, so my mom wasn't really keen on letting me go inside. But the metaverse actually started from here, like the real platform with multiple users doing a lot of crazy things together, building, sharing, making parties, selling stuff. So this is our starting point. And if you're like my age also, you remember what was the style and what was the what was there, the state of the art. And the question is, did we evolve from that? I think so, but really, did we? So starting from Second Life and all these platforms like The Sims, that even if it was not possible to go online and meet other people, it was really giving you this sort of freedom to build whatever you wanted. Or in Second Life, you could be even an animal as an avatar or a rock. It was really surprising, and that was driving my personal imagination, and like that's why I was spending a lot of time inside. And if you see some example here of Second Life, what was really inspiring was the fact that people were creating this crazy building, crazy environment, selling them, inviting people, and even personalizing little stuff like a road sign with ships. And this is something that is screaming right engagement, because people were really putting a lot of effort into that and a lot of participation. So that's our starting point morally and where we should go. So our vision is led on the first thing first, on the engagement part. Because if you remember the question that I asked you before, Second Life, are we at the right point right now with the Decentraland or Sandbox or whatever platform that we call metaverse? I think there are way too many people just walking, buying stuff, but the level of engagement is still sometimes not really there, because there's no creative boost or not enough content in every platform. And so this should be what should drive all of us for create the right environment that we should call like a collective metaverse. And we should boost co-creation. Unfortunately, that's an example from my hometown. A step further, for me, it's something that makes people go often in a platform, be always like willing to be there, or at least spend 1 hour of their day there. I would call it successful. Sometimes the media or like clients that want to approach the metaverse are sometimes missing the right spot. Like in this case, in my hometown, they create a metaverse for paying taxes. It's kind of strange that somebody will put a VR headset on to go and pay taxes. That is something like that nobody wants to spend time, and for sure not to spend time like that should be done for something else. So from there, from the engagement part, we can also connect to the fact that sometimes all this product, all this metaverse, are not reinforced with a narration, or like there should be a story for each environment, each object, each event that should drive people together. So for me, finding the right media is a good example as like in gaming. Usually game like Edith Finch is a very good example, because depending on what you have, or like in this case, depending on what's your character, you can always find a story to attach to every event or object, and then drive all the scenario and the environment around. And this will lead more participation. And also, how we drive the participation? Enabling people to make natural interactions. So what is really driving us is also pushing for a natural way of talking and making like community grow, like voice chat, which is still a little controversial sometimes because of moderation, but it's something that should be pushed a little more for creating a successful community in the digital platform. And this leads to what we are actually developing, and also what's our main metaverse space, which is called Soil, that Patrik, I will give you the honor.
Thank you so much. Maybe I just add to the slide before. I'm not sure if everybody is aware of this stuff. This is the other side. It was probably one of the most successful metaverse projects so far. And those are 4,000 people that either own a piece of the other side or a Bored Ape. Bored Ape, you know, it's a really expensive image. However, this was guided by people, the big ones. They are guiding people by voice and telling 4,000 people what to do and how to pursue a quest. And that was a very engaging and very community-building event that they're still pursuing. So this is the first trip that they did, which hints to that there will be several more. So since we were caught up in this whole thing, we did a lot of immersive stuff. And lately, we started doing more and more for work for client. And something that we do believe in is this shared moment that you're in a web browser, but you're doing stuff together. It can be a movie, or I show you some very different examples. So we basically started isolating tools, because we realized, okay, once we build a voice chat for one client, the next client, I don't have to rebuild it from scratch. You know, they won't really notice. So we isolated all these tools and put it into one platform. I actually like to call it more like a toolbox that you can reassemble for each client. One of the most exciting things that we're looking forward to is this translation of movement. We have a system that enables us to track people in real life and translate their movements into the metaverse. With one person, it works in real time. We did it here for an entire soccer game that actually took place in Wembley Stadium and translated that into a game engine. And you can watch the game from any perspective. The technology that we're using for this is called pixel streaming. I'm not sure how technical all of you are. Basically, it means that each user gets their own nice gaming server in the cloud and gets then just a video image streamed back to an old iPhone, for example, or to an Android phone. But the visual quality is that of a PlayStation 5. And that was something that was new. That was something that wasn't there 15 years ago. And we thought, okay, this started like 2 years ago. And there was like one where we thought, okay, that's a new technology that is actually adding value compared to repeating something that didn't work 15 years ago, you know. That's a bit what where we see the danger. So this is imagery from our metaverse platform. And there's no post-production. It's really just what the platform is doing. Because when you see this whole development, I'm pretty sure that we're just getting started with it. And I'm pretty sure that it's not the end scenario that we actually do run around in game engines. I think the most likely approach or But what a lot of people are waiting for is like an AR version that lays over our real life. And what we are most excited about at the moment is to actually mix this as much as possible. Interestingly, we are doing a lot of projects that are not so fancy in a way, that are more internal for clients. So this one is actually a digital version of an existing showroom that we did for Mercedes-Benz design department. What they usually do, they go into their room, which is existing, they fly people there, and then they look at materials and talk about their designs and workshop on the designs. All this flying stuff is a bit, is not always necessary, we would say, and was not possible through the pandemic, of course. So we started this project, and it's basically you get together, there's a VR version, there's a browser-based version, look at the materials, and then you switch the room and apply the materials into a scene, and look how that material looks and how that looks. Of course, it can do a bit more than what was possible in real life, and yeah, people are flying a bit less, so it has an economic an ecological part to it as well. You can register here. So we were doing presentations also for companies and individually here, and we do it like per person. Also, if you like to see the real thing, we've started the servers and we can look at it together after the talk. That's another project. Of course, everyone's like, "Oh, what do you do with this metaverse stuff?" This is the typical car configurator that Polestar is doing at the moment. They are utilizing the same technology. It's also this pixel streaming stuff. And our task was like, okay, how far can you push this technology? Will it look? Is our car looking good and stuff? So we built this prototype. Those are images. Again, there's no post-production. This is all done in real time. And you can walk around that car in that quality, which is a bit. It's really like, okay, kind of a purely craft job. And it's done in Unreal 5. This engine came out only in April this year. And it's amazing how far this technology went and how close real time is now to typical CGI. It's really merging. So you get this quality and can walk around it interactively in a web browser. This stuff is new. That hasn't been done there 20 years ago. And we're trying to go into this direction of finding the sweet spot where there's actually an experience that is new. Because going back to the start of the talk, when you saw in 1999 what happened after everybody was getting the money from the stock market, not really from clients, this whole thing blew up in 2000 really, really heavily. And I was like in the middle of it. I started my career there, and I went through all these little dying agencies that were just one year ago growing up in an amazing speed. This happened because everybody believed in something, and then at some point people realized, oh, it's not really there. It's not happening. And when you see a lot of this stuff, where everybody believed that this metaverse is coming, it's going to be amazing, not everything is really new or is really good experience that we're seeing there. And what we're trying to do as a small company is go find a spot where we think, okay, this is really engaging, this works for clients, there's even a business case to it. So this project was done, basically Polestar is doing it because Lucid, their competitor, did it before them. It's not out yet for Polestar, but Lucid has this real-time car configurator in an okay-ish quality, but people stay 3 times longer and they go 50% more into a sales process. So there is a business part to this. New technology, it is more engaging and it does something on the market then as well. So there, in this area we feel a bit more comfortable than in decentralized, for example. This one is actually from a pitch. It's not realized yet, but it also resembles a bit the vision that we have. So basically, we did this pitch, and we did it with a partner agency. And 2 days before the pitch, this partner agency did a salto mortale backwards. I don't know, they got stage fright or something, dropped out of the pitch. Thing never was shown, was never realized. So I give you at least a free beer if you actually manage to sell this this project. The idea is, you have a typical car reveal moment, big show. You have here the CEO doing his speech, which we actually get from the real life version, and we transmit that into the metaverse. So all the people there, they have their avatars, they're watching the car reveal moment. And then we mirror that with large movable LED screens on the real stage, where the real guy is doing the speech. And you have real people actually meeting with virtual people, and there we start to blend the realities, which I think is the direction the whole thing will go, more or less. This is doable today. From a financial point of view, you use the same technology for the installation as you do for the browser version. So it's not like 2 teams have to work on it, it's just one. So that's the cheesy part. We kind of you do it.
Yeah. So first of all, yeah, thank you guys for letting us talk and participating. Even in this hard time, our team is growing. We are searching nice people that would like to share their knowledge with us and participate into this golden era of digital design. Of course, we are looking for people that would be able to also focus more on the 3D part, as we show you what kind of cases we do. But feel free to meet us. We will be around, or also book some time with us. And for now, that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you.